I think Chris made an appropriate segue. The reason he said that is because there's someone in the audience that I invited down to the show. But I don't want to do what I usually do, which is we bring up a guest and then I spend so much time talking that people get uncomfortable because they're like the person's sitting there. So let me just say a few things about why we're having her up here. Last night,
and you promise when she gets up here, she's going to do all the talking.
It's going to be a fucking cold-ass interview, man. Cool as a cucumber, man. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, is Carson's ghost leaving his well, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out how to express your wonderment. I don't think I should have had that 5-hour energy.
Dan, you don't look so good, man.
Weren't there articles about it killing like teenagers or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna die.
It was invented by the Viet Cong.
God. You know, out of all the things we thought would kill me, it'll be weird tonight when I die.
You know, an assassin with a fake name comes on stage and gives you some homemade shit with a fake label on a
Kirkland.
Wait, he left. He's gone. The guy actually is not here anymore.
Yeah, he's not here. And he had a fake name. Hold on a second.
Whoa, dear Christ! Harmon accidentally took his shirt off and now is committing to the bit. What is going on? Dan, you know what? You look 50 episodes thinner.
Thank you. It's just a little hot from energy.
Well, I think it's increased blood flow and your capillary networks are fucking
I'm all
freaking
dilated
out right now. Yeah. You might be in need of medical assistance.
I think I was before, and I finally got it. This is what it feels like to be alive. I'm just waking up. I'm like Robert De Niro in Awakening. So I'm like, whoa, popsicles are interesting. Freaking out. Put me back. Let's bring her up.
You haven't said anything about it. You intend to use your cracky, fake, generic energy drink brain to fucking never let her get a word in, and you go.
That seems abusive.
I'm teeing up a theatrical moment here.
No.
I'm observing the.
All right. So last night, Erin McGathy, my girlfriend and live-in lover, she was just, I don't know why she landed on this. She landed on this TBS series, this reality show called King of the Nerds. It's a reality show. It's very, very like straight up the middle structurally. It exactly follows the template of every reality show. But finally, instead of like, who's the hottest? What's up with titties? Who wants to marry a midget? Suck a nut. Joe Middle Road. It's like all variations on the people that you hang out with at your 10-year reunion. Like, well, what if they got to write a show? Well, there would be no writers, and then we'd do that thing. Remember we went to the mall that one time? Oh, the mall, friendliest mall eliminations. It was interesting because it's nerds. They literally called it King of the Nerds. They gathered what they claim to be like the best of the nerds of the country, and they eliminate one per episode. Standard reality show.
Do they answer the question, "What's up with titties"?
I'm ignoring that. They I'm manic from the energy.
You're fucking losing your cool.
This is what we wanted. It's hosted, and I believe it's executive produced, so I think they probably took it out and pitched it, which makes me feel a lot better about it. Curtis Armstrong, a.k.a. Booger, from Revenge of the Nerds, and Robert Carradine, a.k.a. Lewis? Was that his name?
Yeah, from Revenge of the Nerds.
The main nerd. It's hosted and executive produced by them, and then they gather these nerds and they have them in nerd competitions and they eliminate nerds. But here's the interesting thing about it to me. So I sit in bed last night with my girlfriend. She surfs through the ether sphere. Coined it. She finds this show, King of the Nerds. We watch, in the span of 3.5 hours, we watch the entire 8-episode run of the first season. We watch the entire thing. We got nothing to do. It's Sunday night. Fuck it. I sit there and play Minecraft while I'm watching it. We watch the whole thing, and at the end of it, we're like, "Oh, I hope that girl wins." Like, "Oh, she didn't win." Spoilers. And then Aaron goes, "Oh, she's following you on Twitter." I tweet her, "Hey, me and Aaron think you should have won." "Oh, thank you. Hey, if you're ever in LA, buy you a drink." "Hey, I live in the Valley. Hey, you want to be on my show?" "Okay, yeah, see you tomorrow night." 12 hours, in the span of 12 hours, this is either Rupert Murdoch's greatest nightmare or his master plan. I can't figure out which, but I know that reality has changed, and I know that it has nothing to do with reality television, but that television is being made differently, consumed differently. It's interesting. My agent didn't call her agent. She's a fantasy author. She was one of the nerds. She made it all the way almost to the very end, and really, really had an incredible, interesting hero's journey. You can buy her books and stuff. We'll let her plug them when she comes up here. This is my introduction of her. Roses are red. Guests are blue. Please welcome Genevieve Pearson. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I had an energy drink and then I had another one.
I noticed that. That's like me on my 7th Diet Coke.
Yeah.
You just reach this tipping point.
Yeah.
Where everything goes by in a blur.
And help yourself to help yourself to vodka. All right. There's a million questions I want to ask you. We'll probably have to get it down to like 8. I want to talk about...
I don't see why we can't do a million. That seems logically feasible to me.
What a nerd!
In infinite dimensions of time.
To me, on the top of my list, I'm sure there's people in the audience who actually watched season 1 of this show and actually would have a million questions about what's up with Alana, what's up with so-and-so, and so. But I think the most important thing to talk about, because I've never really talked to someone intimately that went through this whole sausage factory called reality television, which for now it's going on 20 years. We've developed this thing. So but I feel like I have to give you a specific question about it. I can't just go, "Hey, talk about take us from the mouth to the anus of this monster through 8 episodes." But okay, well, here's a specific question. How long does it take from you show up, like, is it like boot camp where like you bring luggage and you show up and...
Yeah, so what happened with me is I found out I was in the top 16 and only 11 people are going to go on the show. But you have to show up for the final audition with everything as though you are going on the show. And so they spend a weekend in what we all called hotel jail. You don't see anybody. You don't interact with anyone. If you go around, you have to wear a blindfold because they don't want you to run into another contestant. You can't have any clue what's going on. And
wait, what is I don't understand the reasoning for that.
Because they don't want to spoil the surprise and they want everything to be genuine while you're doing your final audition.
What's the surprise at that point? When there's 16 people and 5 of them aren't going to be on the show, what could they possibly spoil?
That Curtis Armstrong is walking around the hallway?
That's a good
or
question.
Well, no,
they just don't want you to know who else is going to be on the show. Period.
They want you coming in very blind.
They want the genuine emotion that you have when you first meet somebody.
Okay.
And
well,
if you already
admirable.
met them and had formed an opinion, even if it was just passing in the hallway, so that's kind of what they're going for. And so that's how so that was the first weekend, and then from there, you don't have any contact with anybody you know or love. You get
So
zero.
your husband, who we just met before the show, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
So at a certain point, he goes into shadow lock? Like,
right?
really? Like, you're sequestered like a jury?
So he left me at the hotel, and that's the last he heard from me until I was done with the entire show.
Which is what span of time?
1 full month.
Wow. What? That's crazy.
So 1 month with no contact with the outside world at all.
No, you're not allowed to tweet, text,
internet,
email.
No email, no nothing.
Do they confiscate your...
Yes, they confiscated all of our electronic
Just like living
devices.
in the 20th century.
They took my Kindle.
It's like
They took my Kindle, and I just about cried. I thought, I can't...
They took your Kindle?
I could
There's no
contact
way to...
anybody. No, they thought maybe I could hack it.
You could hack it because you're a nerd, right?
Right. So
That makes sense.
they said,
We're
no,
going to have to
can't
crack
take
down on these N-words. Nerds.
Just because it starts with N doesn't mean you can't say it. I love N-word Reagan, the first lady during the 80s.
Okay. So,
She
well,
was
that's
a nice
intriguing.
one. And she's one of the nice ones, but by that I mean first ladies.
How did you not win this show?
Wait, what?
I'm saying to her, how did you not win?
Well, but because at the end of it, and I'm sorry, this interview is going to involve spoilers. You can't just go watch it. I mean, she didn't.
Are you
win.
allowed to do that? Can you talk about the show on a podcast?
It's already aired.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, then.
The reason is because they did it Survivor style, where it gets down to the last two people, and the final decision is based on popular vote among the people that have all lost.
Yeah.
They all come back and they all go, "Remember me, sucker?" And then they, it's come on, it's unfair because you went to three like nerd offs, which is like the that's like the dog pit, like where you send people that you hope get eliminated to rip out the throats.
It's like the gladiator battle of the death.
So 3 times she was sent there, and 3 times you watch her have to cope with areas outside her nerd expertise and kind of adapt, and it's very, very lovable. And there's a great my favorite moment of the show of the first season is after the debate where you did a fantastic job of debating. They had a competition where they had to debate about comic book characters, and Genevieve shut down this guy that he accidentally called Frank Miller John Miller or something like that. You corrected him. First of all, it's Frank Miller. Yeah. It was but your argument was more cogent. It was more deserving of a win. Kevin Smith, who was one of the celebrity judges, goes first of all, you got to give props to a chick who can shut a guy down called Frank Miller. But at the same time, I got to give it to him. He edged you out. At a distant point, like Genevieve, her face is in a pillow. Her head's not on camera. All you can see is her hair.
Afterwards, by the way.
And two fellow contestants sitting on her bed, and you just see Genevieve's head buried in a pillow, and it has to be subtitled because it's sob-ease. And the subtitles say, "Stupid Kevin Smith." And then sob, and then I thought he was supposed to be cool. It's so great, so human, and just so much more merciful to him than he was to you. Because I mean, you can't follow up. You got to give props to a chick with not giving her the point, because otherwise that's sexist. Because you just said you saw her as a chick. She has to win. You have to. If you say "Good job, Toots."
And then smack me on the ass.
You can't follow it up with, "But I love guys." Like, you can barely get away with it. "Good job, Toots. You got moxie. You're hired." You gotta. We've at least gotten there.
But was he still wearing that douchey hockey jersey that he's always?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So.
Hey, hockey jersey. That's Enigma. Return to Innocence.
That's been on your mind lately.
I love that song. Okay. So a month, and how much do you get paid while you're working for a month off the grid, while your husband may or may not get 9/11? And you wouldn't be allowed to know.
We wouldn't.
Because it's not on your Kindle, and even if it was, you're not even allowed to see it there.
Yeah, we couldn't contact anyone. Okay, so I have an NDA. I'll say that we got a per diem, and it was a meal per diem of $25 for 3 meals a day. So you could do the math. And that was the total. We didn't technically get paid.
Okay.
Because it was a game show, but we got a per diem.
Wait, you didn't get paid. You're not allowed to say that?
Well, it was a game show, so we're not being paid
of course
as
paying
actors.
you would be
if they paid
unethical.
us as actors, if they paid us as people who are performers, then we would be admissible to SAG or another guild.
Right.
But you knew when you signed up that you were going to be on the show for a month and possibly only get meals paid for that entire time.
Was I aware? Honestly, I thought it was going to be like Survivor, where the longer you lasted, the more prize money you got.
You didn't know that you could just be there for a full month, go right to the wire, and then come home and then zip.
I think they told us about 2 weeks beforehand what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, it's like, oh, okay. Hey, guess what? loving husband. I can now I'm in the final 16. Let's take the dignity option where we just like, yeah, of course you have to.
What's
go
the
through
grand
with it.
prize? What did the winner take home?
100,000.
100,000 beans.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased. This is from my unique perspective, but what? That's a prize?
1%.
Return to innocence indeed.
I mean, I guess.
If it's pocket change.
I guess
you
teak
know.
patio furniture is getting up there.
Yeah, $100,000 is a lot of money.
Gold
to
filigree
pay.
that you want to put on your cupcakes. That doesn't come cheap.
Oh man, my electric bill. I should start a reality show where I just have people come over and just like I don't know, have like bring flashlights and compete for the right to light my life. And then I give the winner $100,000 after a year of doing that. I'd make a profit on what I saved in light bulbs.
What are you, Caesar Augustus?
Have them
Not by
wave
choice,
pom
man.
fronds
Not by choice.
Yeah, no, it's become a choice.
What am I supposed to
You're
do?
choosing to make slaves out of people.
Well, oh no, I'm not
But
really doing
but
that.
if you're paying them, then they're not technically
He's not going to pay these
slaves.
fuckers. He said it's going to be a game show.
It's a
Is it-
prize.
Oh,
I'm
it's
giving
a
a prize.
game
I can't
show.
pay them, Genevieve. They're on a game show.
Oh, okay.
And my hands are tied. Actually, technically, so are theirs. But that's just part of the rules.
What are you willing to do to be on TV?